last time, in our campaign in the Guardians of Parna, you were brought together by these people that worship Revorhu, the god of humbleness, who has domain over Parna, the city in which you either reside or have found yourselves in. And after being brought together and having a meal and a feast and trying to steal some merchandise that is not yours, and the dwarf getting away with it, you made your way and were introduced to Master Satine, who went ahead and told you of these trials of the Guardians that you were to become, the Guardians of Parna, who were the defenders and trying to become and earn this name. You entered into the first trial, still kind of unsure of what all of it means and what you are setting out to do. You found yourselves in the dark tunnels, which you traversed, and after finding a few chests and a few carvings and a few caves, traps, you found your way into this cavern. And after fighting a chest that ended up not being a chest, you have found yourselves in front of a few more chests. So as Zines, the tiger, has sniffed out the first mimic and is trying to mask the scent or match up the scent to these other 5 chests that you find yourselves in front of, she seems to have, unable to communicate, has found what is posing a threat to the group, and begins to growl at the chests and is making motions. And as that is happening, Chitter, Zan Falcon, and Inna, you hear the small footfalls coming from the entrance to the cavern in which you are in. And as you look, just as Zines is ready to take a swipe, you hear these small footfalls, and out dashes this wolf that comes straight to Inna's side. It seems to pay no mind to anybody except Inna, and runs and almost in a playful but protective stance stands next to her. So Inna, you now have Chill next to you, and you're not quite sure how Chill has gotten there. However, Chill is ready and by your side. So go ahead, Zines, make your attack at whichever mimic or chest you are attacking, and then everyone else will roll initiative, and that's how we'll start.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attack this one right here that I just pinged on.
Okay.
I don't know why that rolled with advantage, but that's a 10.
So she does or does not have this flame spell on at the moment? Her light up the room
She
stuff?
does not.
Okay. I was just wondering how much I could see.
Is this a surprise attack by her?
It is, so it will have advantage. So you actually go ahead and give it advantage, yeah. So we'll take the 21. Yeah, that'll hit. You can roll damage. Everyone else, go ahead and roll initiative, as that's the turn order we will enter.
That's the worst damage I could have done on that. 4.
Okay. Well, you go ahead and you slash at the chest, and as you do, the chest opens up, and the teeth and the tongue find itself, and you have awakened this mimic.
Do I need to do that again since I didn't click on my character?
I can add it for you.
Would you please add mine?
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's see. Sure, at 22.
And
Next to initiative in parentheses, yeah, everybody has a 1, 3, 4, and 2.
That's just what they added to the roll.
Okay.
That's essentially your dex modifier, so that if two people roll the same numbers, like how Zan Falcon and Barry, you both rolled the same, technically Zan Falcon goes first because his dexterity modifier is higher than yours.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, this is some epic battle music, boom.
For the tiger, you only get 1 attack.
Yeah. There's a special thing. It requires me to be able to do another action first. I have to meet a certain circumstance able to attack twice, and I did not meet that circumstance here this time.
Okay, so as I kind of get prepared here, so as she takes a swipe, and you do see that this chest is indeed a mimic, so you do know that. She has been growling at these chests, but you're not. She knows which one are which. You're not fully sure just yet. Yes.
Can I, as a bonus action, like on the ground in front of me, in front of the chest, claw at the ones that are mimics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So then this mimic, the ones with the red dots, you should all see have they have scratches in front of them as her indication.
I can't see those.
You can't see the red
can-
dots.
I can only see. No, I can't. Just light coming from
Oh, right.
in like a 9x9 or 3x3 square.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, it is your turn, Chitter.
Well, great, because I can't see anything.
I look over at Chitter and let Chitter know I'm going to cast Fairy Fire my next turn to help out.
Thanks. Okay. Well, I can use items even though we're in combat for my pack, right? So, I'm actually gonna, in my Dungeoneer's pack, I have a ton of torches. I have 10, so I'm gonna light up a torch.
Okay.
Cool. And I can. Yeah, I still can't see anything, so I feel like if I shoot in the dark. So, Chitter's gonna pull out his bow and an arrow, and he's gonna look around at everyone and be like, "Is this okay?"
He's going to shoot a tiger in the butt.
If you want, you can hold your action until something that you designate occurs. Whether
Everyone-
something comes into range or someone acknowledges what to shoot at, that's up to you.
Cool. Everyone just covered their heads, so Chitter's gonna hold off.
So you are gonna hold your attack
I'm gonna hold, yeah.
until what?
Until my next turn, I'm not gonna move either. So. I'm kind of
she-
reeling
Okay.
in pain at
So-
the moment too, so.
Okay, so you're holding your attack just until it's your turn again?
Yeah, because Zan Falcon had told me he's gonna light up the area.
Now,
Okay, so are you
Can
waiting
she go in-
until
Or something.
So are you waiting until Fairy Fire?
Yes.
Okay.
can she go into like basically what is an Overwatch mode where as soon as a target is illuminated or comes in range, she can fire then and not have to wait until the next turn? Or how does that actually
Right.
work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as she just says if something becomes illuminated, I'm gonna hit it, which is what she just said. Yeah.
Okay.
So if she has sight on something, then she can take her attack.
Okay.
So the chests
Zany's
going
about to
to-
get fucked up.
are going to attack.
Zany's about to get fucked up.
So the one that you swiped at is going to take a attack at you.
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
Eradicated.
You're gonna have like a chest on each paw. Just stuck to you.
Like little mouse traps, except that
They'll be like clogs.
So the pseudopod comes out and hits you for 9 damage, bludgeoning, and you are now stuck to this pseudopod, and you are grappled.
Okay.
The one on the right's going to take an attack at you as well,
I'll get the crowbar.
but that is only an 8.
That misses.
Okay. And then the one on the right is going to go ahead and spring to life as well. It's going to turn and make its attack towards you, Beowulf. It's going to bite at you for 22. 22 to hit. Yes? Okay. You take 7 piercing damage plus 8 acid damage as it bites into you, going under your armor, and deals quite a hit to you. Zanfalcon, you're up.
Okay. Just to assist further, I'm going to make sure that I can... Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take one step forward and then cast Fairy Fire to ensure that I get everything within the 20 foot cube around me. All objects illuminated. The mimics have to do dex saving rolls, and if any of the mimics fail them, then they are illuminated and give off 10 foot light in all radiuses. Each object that becomes illuminated through Fairy Fire.
What's the DC?
The D is... I'm looking. I'm sorry. Does it
Should
say?
be your spell DC.
Oh, is it my...
Quick spells on your character sheet.
Yeah, I was just there. Oh, 13?
Okay, then they all fail.
Huzzah! So they're all illuminated, with this wonderful, fantastic fire. It's green. And then any
You
attack
hit
roll
those-
against them has advantage. Do I?
Okay, I'll get it.
Can you get the spell card just so I can read it
Oh, yeah. Let me-
again?
There you go.
So we all get advantage now on them.
Yep. Because everybody should be able to see. That's why I moved forward to make sure that they would be illuminated enough. So basically 20-foot area cubed is lit up, and then each of the mimics are outlined, and each mimic gives off 10 foot of light around them as well. So everything should be visible, I believe, for all players. And this would also allow Chitter to take their attack with advantage, of course.
Well, my question is all creatures. So would that be your companions as well?
And where did you center it from?
I centered it from myself. It was
Then
20.
yes, then it would hit us. We would need to make that save
So
as well.
everyone needs to make a dex save then, including your animal friends.
Sorry, where do I click?
Saving throws.
Why?
You're fine with your natural 20.
I rolled a natural 1.
How do I do a dex save for my wolf?
You can just rule dexterity is fine.
Okay, so this is for my wolf.
Okay. Yeah, I did make your wolf a sheet, so you should have it, but that'll work. Okay, so if 13, we'll take your first one, Chitter. It's fine. So Chitter saves, Inna saves, Zanfalcon saves, everyone else looks like failed. So I need to write that down.
So they become illuminated, but does that mean the mimics get advantage on them?
It does.
My bad, guys. I gotta learn how to cast that better.
I
than
was
that.
thinking about that last time you did it, but
Yeah.
we were going so fast it was
Yeah.
fine. So
It's okay. I'll show
Okay.
you how to. I'll show you how to aim to target so that you won't hit everybody next time. I'll show you how to do that. When
Okay.
We're not in combat and on break.
Thanks.
Just make a mental note to remind me, and I'll show you on break.
Will do.
all right, Bear Wolf.
You have to. You don't have to cast that from yourself. You can cast
Target.
that in any area.
Yeah, and just the 20 foot from point of focus.
Right. Right.
Since
Yeah.
they are illuminated, could I go ahead and do that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Chitter need to attack. It's fairy fire.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack, Chitter, and then Bear Wolf, you'll be up.
Go for that one.
Okay. Okay, so you got a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, with a 10, that misses. Well, wait, advantage. Roll again. 13 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
So your arrow shoots straight into it, and it kind of reels and gives a, but it's still looking very functional.
Cool.
All right, Bearwolf, you're up now, buddy.
All right. If I move, let's say, like back here or back here, will I still have good line of sight on this mimic right here?
Yeah, you will, but you backing up will take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, all right, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
But I will do a no, I'm not gonna risk that. I'll do an Eldritch Blast on the one mimic right in front of me.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that'll hit. Roll damage. Very nice. So you put your hands together, you do your incantation, and you blast this thing, and it obviously has taken a bite at you, and it takes some real hit.
And we did add my charisma modifier to when I hit, right? Back when we did the rat
Yeah.
encounter? Okay.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, if you mouse over it, the damage as well as the if you like the numbers, it'll tell you what it's rolling. So
Okay,
you'll see
gotcha.
the 3 for your charisma.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
All right, Chad.
Yeah, I'll go for the one that's right there, right next to me.
I just realized
I'm
that.
guessing that hits, right?
Do you have advantage on that?
They're fairy fire, so yes.
Oh yes, you do. You got it. That's good. Good job. It does hit. Yeah. Oh, very
I
nice.
didn't roll advantage on mine either.
That's okay. Yeah, just go ahead and remember. But yeah, 9 slashing damage as you go ahead and hit it. Very good. Any movement for you?
Is it still alive?
It is very much alive.
Sorry, the map keeps getting resized. One second.
Yeah.
No, I'll stay right around.
Okay. Zynies.
I'm gonna swing at the one that's got me grappled.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, I forgot to roll with advantage. Let me get that. Alright, so 19.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
That's
Very nice.
10 slashing.
Yep. So you get a good old claw into it, and it's starting to look a little hurt, but it's still up.
Alright, that's it for my turn. I'm not moving.
Okay. Inna, you're up.
Okay, so you guys have been attacking the guy on the right, right? According to
I
the map.
chose this one.
I attacked the one in front of me, and the one in front of Zynies has been attacked as well.
So that's the one that I'm going to attack. Was the last one referenced?
The left one there? Or the center one?
The one I highlighted in red?
Okay. Oh yeah, 22 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Very nice. Yeah, so you pull your longbow out and you shoot an arrow into it as well, as it's focused on Beowulf, and you hit it square, right in the side of the flipped up part of the chest, the head, I guess you would say. And it takes damage, but it's still looking healthy. Back to you, Chitter.
What about the wolf?
Oh, yep, the wolf.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so he's going to run up and take a bite. Is the tongue exposed?
On this one, yeah.
Okay, he's going to take a bite out of that tongue.
So he's going to move down to here.
Yes.
I take it.
And is that how I roll the bite?
Yep. Yep, 17 will hit.
How do you knock a chest prone?
It's not a chest.
Push it over on its side, and it's like a little turtle.
It's like a bug.
You can't knock it prone. So go ahead and roll damage. Should just be able to click bite, I believe, in the chat there. Perfect. Yeah, so you go. Your wolf goes ahead and goes up and takes a chunk out of it, and continues to hurt it, but it's not quite dead. Now it is your turn, Chitter.
Chitter's at less than half HP. He's kind of back there reeling in pain a little bit, but he is gonna fletch another arrow and give it a try at this one.
All right.
Nice.
Do you do anything special about crits with damage?
Do I? Is that what you're asking?
Some DMs do double damage, some do, different roll types and stuff like that. Just wondering.
Yeah, I'll use the damage that it rolled. But basically, as she went ahead and pierces the tongue reels in pain, and Zines is actually no longer grappled as it loses its adhesive form.
Boy, Chitter's good at that. Crowbars and piercing tongues, and way to go, Chitter.
Crafty.
Yeah.
So now the boxes are going to go. The mimics, as you like to call them. So that's a 22 to hit you, Zines, from the one on the left. So you take 4 piercing damage and 8 acid damage from its bite as it claws into you, and then you're going to take an attack from the one on the right as well.
Before that happens, my form actually reverts back to my human form.
Okay. So you can go ahead and revert yourself, and I'll change your size.
How does that affect your HP, Zines?
I just, what it does is I lose my tiger's HP and I go back to my original HP, so I'm at 24 out of 29.
Okay.
So you watch as this tiger takes a bite from this mimic, and then automatically, poof, it is Zines' form again, and then the one on the right goes ahead and takes a bite, and that's a crit.
I'm going to use cutting words here, and I'm going to make the box reroll the attack. so I'm gonna lose a chance, or lose one of my bardic inspirations to make it reroll.
Okay.
Please, not another crit.
No, not another crit. But it is now a 13 to hit.
Oh, that just hits my AC.
Okay.
That was an awesome bardic inspiration, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, because that's not
So
going to
you
hurt
took-
nearly as bad.
You take 5 piercing and 8 acid damage.
Remember how I said it wasn't going to be nearly as bad?
So you take a bite from the left, you take a bite from the right, and then the final one is going to continue at you, Beowulf. That's a 14 to hit you.
Yeah, it hits me. I'm a 12.
Okay. You take 4 piercing and 1 acid damage. So you take 5 damage from this bite as it
Alright.
reels at you again.
And as I take damage, I have a Hellish Rebuke
Okay.
to counter. He has to roll a dex save.
Okay. You rolled an 18.
Oh, why did I cast higher level? I clicked on Hellish Rebuke, and that's what I got.
So that's a reaction then?
Yeah, reaction.
Okay. So
What?
did you cast it at a higher level or is it just the 13?
I think I accidentally hit 2, but should I go back down, or should I hit 1 on it and redo it, or?
I'll just take the 13 halved
Okay.
is 6.
Okay.
You can actually cast it at higher if you choose to.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. Did
Oh.
you mean to cast it at 1
Yeah,
or
you know, I'll take it at a higher level too.
Okay. Okay, so I adjusted the HP accordingly. All right. So yeah, as it bites into you, do you say anything?
Well, I'm kind of screaming out in pain, and as a reaction, I kind of just, you know, point my fingers at it and just go to light it on fire.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. So you send kind of some bolt its way. All right. Zan Falcon.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and attack the box that's in front of me and Dirtwolf and with my rapier.
Excellent. Yep, that'll hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so you take your rapier out and you jam it straight into this box. It's starting to look rough for you guys over there. Beowulf, what would you like to do?
Finish him.
How bad is the one looking in front of me right now?
He's looking rough.
He's had better days, love. He's got those singy boards all over him.
Yeah, no, I think, and Fairy Fire is still active at the moment right now, too?
Yes.
It is.
Okay, so I think I'm just gonna...
I don't
What?
think I rolled with advantage either. I mean, it doesn't matter in that case, but
Yeah, just
Herp
yeah.
Well, you can crit, but yeah.
I think I'm just gonna do an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll with advantage.
Do I get advantage because I'm...
You get advantage because of flanking and because of the fairy fire.
Okay.
is there anything that allows those to actually be outlined on the map so I remember, or is it just something I need to remember?
I'll take a look. There is something I can do, but I noticed it a little too late. 13 hits.
Alright.
Yeah, so you blast this one, and it is looking super rough. You didn't kill him, but it's It's like on it. It's
Got it.
all right, Chad.
One thing you should know about my great axe, it's great. So let's use that.
Yeah, 22 hit.
Oh, that is a pretty great axe there.
So as you bring your great axe up, do you say that, or is that just something that you were saying?
That's my normal battle cry.
Okay. So you go, something you should know about this axe, it's pretty great, and you bring it down and you smash it on this mimic, and it just and it is dead.
Huzzah.
I will move into its position. Once
Guys,
it's
we got
gone.
videos cutting out left and right on mine. I'm not sure about you guys.
Must be on your end. Everything's copacetic here.
I mean, literally all but 2 people.
Okay, so you kind of move on top of it next to its buddy. Yeah, no worries. You're up, Zynes. Chad has just destroyed the one that has hurt you badly. One of them.
This one looking. That's in front of us.
He's looking pretty good. Like he's looking good.
He's actually looking good.
You haven't seen a more pristine box in your life.
Oh, wait, that's kind of lewd. We need to watch what we say, okay? All right? There's kids.
All right.
Boom. There's kids.
Then as my action, I'm going to cast. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? Screw it. I'm not even going to cast Cure Wounds on myself right now. Fuck it. I'm going back into tiger form as my bonus action.
Okay.
She's gonna get a mimic stuck on the paw again.
Do you get more health in tiger form?
I get the whole new set of hit points.
Oh,
So you changed forms to negate the acid and all that damage, and so
No.
Or
I
did
still
you take the-
my character still retains that damage. Just when I take a new form, I take on the hit points of that form. Once those hit points are knocked down, I revert back to myself and back to my HP.
Okay.
Oh, neat. Okay. Druid OP.
And then I'm gonna bite it.
All right.
I'm gonna bite
Bite
it.
it.
I'm mad.
One thing you should know about this tiger, it's great. Sorry.
That was epic.
23.
That'll hit.
Oh, piercing.
Nice.
Could you imagine if you had the box stuck on your teeth, though? People trying to
That's what
shoot it off.
What I did is it was sticking its tongue out at me, and I bit down on its tongue.
Yeah, so you take a bite on it. You definitely get a piece of it. You're up, Anna.
So we only have the bottom 2 now still alive.
Correct.
Oh, it's one in front of me, Dad?
No.
Okay.
The wolf can get that one, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty terrifying music.
Okay, so the one between Beowulf and my wolf is still alive, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
How bad off is it?
It's pretty bad off.
It's so bad that it's got its imaginary palm out, and it's like, alms.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and shoot for that one.
Okay. That'll just hit.
Yay.
So as you go ahead and you release another arrow, it sinks into it and you hear the and then it falls over dead.
And I have killed another mimic. Okay, so my wolf's going to attack we've only got one left, right?
Correct.
All right, my wolf's going to move over and attack that.
Okay. Yeah, I can get it from where he's at. Very nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage for that crit. Yeah, so it definitely gets a piece of it, and goes ahead and tears away at it, and the mimic takes damage.
How's that go
Yeah.
again?
You're up, Chitter.
Right. I'm going to put on a final arrow and try not to kill anyone in my way.
I was like, you probably would need to move a little closer. I wouldn't say you probably don't have line of sight where you're at. Perfect.
All right.
That'll do it. Go ahead and all right.
It looks like we've got the tiger surrounded. Let's get it.
We're eating good tonight.
All right. So the final mimic is going to turn to the last that. Well, it can't. Let me see. I mean, it can't really get over to you. So it's gonna go ahead and do the next best thing and go to Chad.
Bite the dwarf.
Sergeant.
That's a crit, Chad.
No, it's not. I'm going to go ahead and use another bardic inspiration and have it reroll.
Sing it, Dex. Sing it.
What do you say this time? What cutting words do you use?
You poppycock son of a giblet. You can't bite my friends. Something.
So he goes to bite at Chad, and you go, poppycock, and he goes. He critted again.
I guess I can use my last one to try to prevent this.
That's up to you.
I would say that
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm at full HP, so
All
Chad's
right.
pretty healthy.
All right, let Chad get hit then.
Okay. So this bite does 6 piercing and 10 acid damage.
That's a hit. Oh, wow.
So even though you tried to distract it, it still took a good big chunk out of his, hit him in the side, went under his armor, and the acid started to slowly, seep.
What HP does that leave Chad at?
I'm at 14.
Okay.
So you're up, Zan.
I should be able to throw my dagger at this one, eh? Do I have the ability to throw it over the tiger or around the tiger, even though the tiger's...
I would say with the tiger being in your way, it would be disadvantage, but
Okay.
you have advantage because of fairy fire. So go ahead and just do a straight roll.
Okay.
Curve the bullet.
That will still hit.
Okay. And then...
Yeah, so you go ahead and you line it up, you throw your dagger, and it hits it straight in the top of the mouth, and it is reeling, but still looking all right. Farewell, Fizz, now your turn.
All right. If I decide to use my crossbow, can I thread the needle between the giant tiger and the wolf and hit the mimic, or do I have a good line of sight on this?
You're probably okay where you're at.
Okay. Alright, then I'm gonna go ahead and roll for my light crossbow.
Okay, advantage, fairy fire. The 11 misses. So you get your crossbow ready and you shoot, and you thread the needle, but it just goes high and skitters off the edge of the cavern there. All right, Chad.
It's great.
Does it have a name, Wade?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's great, the great axe.
So you bring your great axe down, and you get a big old piece of this thing, and it is looking really, really rough. Zaine's the tiger.
Oh my god, it still stands?
Barely.
Alright, I'm gonna bite at it again.
It's the mama mimic. It's stronger.
You can do it.
22?
That'll do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, that is the worst damage I could have done for piercing.
All right, so yeah, you go ahead and you bite into it, and it is just barely hanging on, but it's there.
It's sad when my thrown dagger does more than a tiger.
All right, Inna, you're up.
So how's my line of sight?
Probably not good. I would say you can make it, but it'll have some cover, so you can make the shot, but it'll have some cover.
All right, we'll go for it.
Your wolf could go first too.
Oh yeah. Because the wolf's in melee range.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, the wolf hits. All right, go ahead and describe the kill.
Yes.
So Chill, who is my wolf, runs up, grabs that tongue, and just rips the rest of whatever's hanging of it just off that box. Yes, just like both of you just did.
Blood.
All right, that will end combat.
Huzzah!
Look guys, a wild cat appears.
Tiger.
Hi, kitty.
Beowulf's not looking so good. He's kind of like sitting on the edge of the cave right there, kind of like, I need some help.
That's what you get.
So
Karma caught up to Beowulf.
Am I
You
able
and I.
to look at the box's corpse next to me to ascertain any kind of valuables out of that little weird thing?
He's got priorities.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check.
Does it get advantage?
No.
Oh wow!
Do I need advantage?
Didn't you crit last time you were looking for loot?
No, a couple times before. No, last time I failed.
So you stick your head, within looking range. You kind of look around without really touching because you don't want to get stuck or acided or anything. You do see 1 or 2 small coins in the bottom.
Can I ascertain their value? Like, is it silver, copper, gold? What?
It looks like a coin you might not have seen before.
Okay, I'll go ahead and reach in and try to grab the coins carefully.
You're still going to take a little bit of acid damage doing so.
All right, that's fine.
So you take 1 point of acid damage as you reach in and you grab the coins, and but you get yourself 2 green-looking coins. You are really unsure of what they are, but they look somewhat valuable.
Can I use my identify to ascertain a little bit more?
It wouldn't really help you in this situation.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like back out of the area just to give everybody else room to get in there.
Okay. As you guys end combat, and as you kind of start picking around and having discussion, you hear a lot of rocks moving, and you hear the cave starts to kind of shake as you hear rumblings, and you hear falling, and you hear just tons and tons of noise coming from the only entrance to where you currently are.
Can I Can I like sniff in the air? Because I'm obviously from being in coma, I'm now used to smelling what my companions smell like. Can I see if I can pick up a different scent in the air that's not permeating from my group?
Sure. Perception check with advantage.
15.
With a 15, what are you smelling for? Just anything that's not who you're with?
Right. Anything that's not the mimics, which I'm familiar with. Just anything that's new, a new scent that's not coming from my group or this area.
You do smell something kind of coming down from the end of the cave or the cavern that you're in. You smell something, and then it disappears really quickly.
This way, from this direction?
Correct.
Okay.
Chitter's kind of hurt, and he feels like he deserves a reward, so he's gonna pop open the chest right in front of him.
Okay, so you start to kind of pop the chest, and it's locked. It won't open.
Okay, let's see. I think can I use my crowbar for that?
Sure.
Okay, try and do that. My sticky crowbar. And what do I strength roll?
Yeah. And with advantage, I think, is what we determined.
I try.
So
I'm so tired.
You're heaving on it. You're trying to pry it. You can't quite heave it open.
Do you have thieves' tools?
Kind of tired. Say what?
Do you have thieves' tools?
I do have thieves' tools.
Now is
Google that real quick.
Go ahead, Cooj, while she's rolling that.
I'll let her roll.
Well, I have to Google it to see what's in there. So.
Okay.
Thieves'
But-
tools, you got the lockpick. You just
Yeah,
roll
you'll have a lockpick easily. You have one.
All right. So is that sleight of hand?
Sure.
Mm,
Go ahead, Cooj.
Is the other chest in the corner where Anna's wolf? Does I have a lock on it as well, or do I have to go and inspect it? Or
Yeah, you have to go up to it. You go ahead and you mess with it, Chitter, and pink! The lock comes open and the chest opens.
Nice. I'm gonna peek inside there.
Okay, so you guys start to open and check out the chests. The tiger starts to kind of move, taking a defensive stance towards the entrance. As you pop your chest open, Chitter, you find 8 deep green kind of spinels, or they are a type of gem. They are worth 100 gold apiece, so you have 8 of those. You have a potion of healing, 8 malachite stones that are about 10 gold apiece, and you see some kind of a rod-looking thing.
Okay. How tall is the? Well, so it just fits in the chest, so it's like a wand-sized thing.
Somewhat, yeah. Holdable.
All right. Well, let's see. So Chitter's gonna kind of. Well, first of all, what's your HP, Cooch?
am I allowed to just say the number? Yeah, 7.
Of.
27.
Alright, so Chitter sees that Werewolf is pretty hurt, so he's gonna just whistle, as birds do, and throw over that potion of healing, whatevs. He's also not interested in this garbage wand magic shiz, so throw that over just on the ground. Whoever wants that can have that. And whilst distracted, I'm just gonna grab those gems.
Okay, so you get all the gems. You toss the rod on the ground, and Beowulf, you hear hee hee, cuckoo, caca, and you have a potion of healing.
How much does that heal me for? Do I know, or is there?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, I would like to use that just so.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll it up, and then just make sure it's used up. What is everyone else doing while this is taking place?
Well, I'm gonna walk over to the rod, just kind of looking around, kind of just being dumb out of it and just look down and cast Identify and hold it in my hand as I'm inspecting the rod to see if there's anything worth any merit, whether value or usefulness.
All right, go ahead and use the spell slot, and I will get you the specs.
Where's that at again?
Your spell list.
Your spell list.
Oh, yeah.
So I will send you. I will go ahead and find this and send it to you, so I don't have to read it to everybody. But this is a rod of absorption. So I will send you the specs.
Okay.
Basically, it does require attunement, and then I'll tell you what it does.
How do I roll for my potion?
You can just roll 2d4 plus 2, and then whatever that is, add that to your HP.
If you guys are nosy,
You can just type it out, is what he's saying.
if you guys are nosy like I am, you can actually go into the compendium on Roll20 and look up Rod of Absorption to save Boom some time.
That's what
Okay.
I was going to do for you, X, but
No, I can do that.
You have one of those.
Okay.
So is that did I do that right? Boom. I got 7.
7, yes. Yep, so you chug your potion. And then are you looking in that chest as well?
Yeah, I want to look into
Okay,
that chest.
so as you chug your potion, this one's not locked, so you pop it up.
All right.
You can see some coins, a club, and what looks like a 2-foot long bar, and it is gold in the shape of a square. So it is somewhat like a rod, but it doesn't look like what Zan Falcon picked up.
All right. I'll take the club and kind of toss it out like Chitter did with the rod, and I'll take the bar. What else did you say was in there?
The coins, which is 100 silver pieces.
I'll take the 100 silver pieces and toss those at Chitter, kind of make the cooing noise as like a thank you for the potion. So I'll go ahead and just throw that over there.
Okay.
That's 100 what?
Silver.
And the bar, is there any way for me to inspect that, investigate it, or find out
Yeah,
what it is?
you kind of look it over. It's about 6 inches, wide, width, 2 foot long, and it is made of gold. It has some inscription kind of on it, and does have some markings.
Cast it into the fire.
No, I'll inspect it for you. I have nothing
Can I-
better to do.
Can I hand it over to Zan Falcon so he can inspect it further? I'll do so.
Okay.
What he's doing.
I would love to go ahead and use one of my spells there to cast Identify on the golden rod with some kind
Okay.
of inscriptions.
So
And-
you cast Identify on it, and you can start to look closer, and you see some little spines sticking up from it. You see some holes. You see an inscription. Do you know Elvish?
No, I common and Dwarvish only.
Okay. So as you as you take more time with it, you see the inscription. It is not magical, but it does look like it kind of goes into something.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ask Hannah if she can at least take a gander at it while I'm holding it to read the inscription and translate it over to common for us. I believe she's half elf, or am I wrong?
I'm Elvish as well.
But I don't care about you.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Okay, so you hand it over to Inna.
No,
and
I
as
still have
you-
it in my hand.
As you rotate it, what Kuj missed was the inscription in Elvish that reads, one of
He's
3 will open for you.
all right.
So
So
one of 3 will open for you.
yeah, that's why Beowulf couldn't read it, and he's Elvish.
I asked.
It's been a while.
So I was looking, Rod of Absorption, it says a newly found rod has a 1d10 for the level of energy already stored on it. Do I make that roll now and make note of it?
It has 3 levels of energy in it.
Okay, 3 levels. I'm going to go ahead and toss the Rod of Absorption to Zines, as I really have no use or care about it. I just wanted to know what it was, and I hand it off to Zines, and she can play with my rod. She can have the rod.
Okay. So the silver pieces are snatched up. The gold square bar is inspected and taken, I believe, and is going to take that. And then there's still a nice looking club on the ground.
Who used bludgeoning tools? Or what?
Sorry, what was I?
I didn't know if Chad wanted it or not. That's why I kind of tossed it out.
But it's not a great club, so he's got a great axe.
We don't
great
know
axe.
that. For all we know, it's just a club, and it could be something greater.
Well, I mean, I could use the last of my identify spells and take a look for everybody if they like.
Do it.
I probably won't use it, to be honest with you. Unless I needed a bludgeoning weapon kind of thing.
Can I give it to Squeak Squeak
I
to
mean,
drag around his mouth?
I mean,
Bam,
you
bam.
can pick it up, and it's got some good weight to it. It's actually balanced pretty well, and you kind of give it down to, huh?
So now he has a movement speed of 1.
So you give it to Squeak Squeak, and he can't really drag it.
All right.
Useless brat.
I'm going to go ahead and use my last identify because I'm just curious if the rat couldn't handle it, and this is a huge rat. I want to know what's so fun about this club, you know.
Okay, it is a +1 club, so it is magical, and it gives a +1 to hit and to damage.
So,
If nobody wants it, I'll take it. I mean, it
Let me look at
come
it.
in handy.
So that's club +1.
It's a +1 club, yeah.
so right now, Ziny kind of looks like a dog with a bone in her mouth, which is a rod hanging out of it. She's still in tiger.
Do you have the rod of absorption in your mouth? Okay.
Well, yeah, I have no other way to hold it right now.
Yeah, I got you.
tail.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, the tail.
Prehensile tail.
Yes,
So it's
exactly.
It's at this time you guys hear more rumbling.
I haven't really
Cave
done
shakes.
anything.
Hold on.
I haven't done
What?
anything since the fight. So
Yeah.
I heard the tiger growling. I was going to move over there.
You can go ahead and move over there. And the shaking still occurs, but as you move over there, you don't see anything necessarily as you're watching outside of the tunnel as people are kind of distributing loot and such.
Yeah, Zines is just gonna kind of pace back and forth, kind of just lowly growling it because she smelled something.
I'm going to move ahead here. How much further is the entryway in front of us, Zines?
I mean, you can. Oh yeah, you're asking her. Never mind.
Or Chad, either one, whomever's got the night vision.
I can't talk to you in tiger form, so
You could purr and meow and stomp your feet how many times, and I times that by 10. You know.
I
Actually-
don't see where it's coming from with my dark vision. But I was wondering if, since I'm all things stone, can I tell what the rumbling sounds kind of, is it a natural thing that I would have heard before being in mines and things like that?
You get the sense that you do hear some natural rocks falling, but you also hear a lot of moving that doesn't sound natural. So half and half.
Something's out there, guys. Be careful.
Oh, sorry. About the tiger, as far as does that just have to last, or is she just choosing to stay in that form?
I'm choosing to stay in the form. It lasts for up to half of my level rounded down. So since I'm level 3, it rounds down to 1 hour, so it lasts for 1 hour.
Okay.
And I'm choosing to stay in the form
All right,
because I can't see otherwise. But I'll start slowly moving ahead with Chad at my side.
Okay.
I'll just like nudge him on the shoulder and then keep moving.
And this
Yeah.
whole time I've been greeting my wolf, calling him over, recommuning with him.
Yeah, and he is happy to see you.
I am happy to see him.
I have one last spell level for Fairy Fire. can I cast Fairy Fire at max range at 60 feet out and affect a 20-foot cubed area to see if there's, because it's any objects become illuminated, and if it's creatures, then they have to do the dex saving roll. Is that copacetic, or?
I mean, if that's what you want to do,
I would love to try to highlight anything out there in green dull light to try to see if there's, I just
Okay.
see what happens.
If you want to cast Fairy Fire, you go ahead and cast it.
Okay, I did.
And which point? Just where is
It was straight out in the line for me. 60 foot out was where.
Okay. Okay, so you do that, and Chad and Zines, as you see this kind of blue light streak from behind you and hits the wall, it kind of dissipates in 20 foot on both sides, and you don't see anything lit up.
No rocks, no nothing, no kind of immobile objects.
The cave gives a shimmer of blue. The side does, but there's nothing else in their visual range that has a highlight around it, besides the occasional small rock and such, but nothing else.
We're all gonna die.
As we approach the fork, is there some way to tell which way the sound is coming from, or is it just like the whole cave is shaking?
Well, as you, are Zines and Chad gonna move up? That's the question.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that if I remember, and I'm going to highlight where I'm talking about in a second, this was the side where the cave-in was.
Yeah, it's up on the right.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'm guessing since there was a cave in there before, this might be where it's coming from, because we could look in, but there wasn't really much to see, so I'm going to head over that way.
Yeah. So as you
I'll follow
guys
him.
come out and you start to round the corner, you notice about a 5 to 7 foot hole that was not there before, and you can see where the rocks were. They have scattered. They are no longer blocking this tunnel. You can see through. I wasn't able to change the dynamic lighting, but your characters can see through. There's a small tunnel then, and you can see a hole on the other side. But there is a cavern that opens up now to the right.
Does Anna have? She's a hunter, right? Or what's her classification? Ranger. Does she have any kind of tracking abilities?
You have to ask her.
Like, well, why I'm curious is, in that first room we had kobolds and goblins, and this hole is about the size that they could easily make their way to and from. And if she has any kind of tracking abilities, maybe she could compare signs of struggle and stuff in that room versus the signs of new hole in the cave-in or of somebody, and try to ascertain if maybe possibly this could have been an easy way for at least one of the sides of the freshly acquired bodies that we found. Just putting it out there.
I am a highly skilled tracker. I grew up hunting and trapping.
Okay. Did you want to check for us and maybe kind of look around? I mean, just one of those moments of insightfulness, and then I go back picking my nose and staring at the wall.
So if you want to attempt to track Cass, you go ahead and make a survival check. Zines, you had something you wanted.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could go up to the hole and sniff inside to see if I caught that same whiff that I caught before it went away.
Perception check for you.
It's not your normal place to check. You're used to the forest, right? Not caves.
Yeah. So as you start to being very cautious, but using Zan Falcon's words of wisdom. Looking for signs of a struggle, or if creatures just move this out. You can see a very, very big tunnel, and the rocks have dissipated. This hole looks newly formed, but you're unable to really ascertain how it came to be, and you can't really understand if any creatures have been in here recently. You're not too sure. As for your perception check, Yeah, you start to get a faint whiff of whatever it was that you thought you smelled before, very faintly.
And it's coming from that hole.
Yeah, you can get the sense of it from the hole, and you can kind of get a sense of it from the new tunnel that has formed.
Does dungeoneering packs, do they have torches in them?
Yeah. You got 10.
If is it possible for me to light a torch and drop it into the hole to see how deep it is?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Do I need to roll anything specific or just...
No. You go ahead, you light it up, and you drop it. And it doesn't get too far that it starts to bounce.
Yeah.
And you lose sight of it very, very quickly. It is not a straight hole. It has a curve to it.
So is there a way for me to tell if anything specific, like say like maybe a creature could have done this, or it's just a hole that's dug and...
I think Chad would know.
You're not too sure. You can make a survival check if you want to figure it out.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Would I be able to like basically do like a scent hound and kind of track the scent and see if I can follow it? Essentially, like track it.
Yeah, you can track it. You have it in this hole, but it also the scent goes a little more stronger towards the new cave. Or the new tunnel.
And I'm gonna nudge Chad on the shoulder again, and then start heading off in that direction.
Okay. Beowulf, you sense that there was something that made this hole quite recently.
Okay.
Okay. So the question is, because you don't have the tunnel there, but I can move you guys. Are you going through the tunnel to the next open cavern?
Yes, I'm following the scent.
Okay.
So we're abandoning the newly found hole and we're going towards the scent, eh?
So you're going past the newly found hole into the cave in that
Opened up.
Chad found. It has opened up. There is a new hole, or another hole on the opposite side of this tunnel, and then you open up into this room that has a chest at one side and 3 tunnels. Also.
Do we see any of the markings on the wall that we've been following throughout this cave?
Yeah, if you are kind of abandoning, are you still tracking, or are you going straight for carvings?
I would go for the carvings, but my character would keep following the scent, so I'm going to keep following the scent.
Okay, so as you continue to follow the scent, you are led over to this hole, and you can smell that there's more scent coming from the hole.
And what markings?
Not anymore. It's about the same amount, but it goes down into the hole.
While everybody else is busy doing that, can I cast knock on the chest over here that we found?
Sure.
Okay.
I was just about to do.
So
No, go ahead.
an audible sound 300 feet echoes throughout the chamber, FYI, as this chest is going to be able to be opened.
Okay, so you hear, and the chest lifts open.
Okay. What do I have?
You take a peek inside. You see a vial of a clear liquid with something floating in it and 95 copper pieces.
I leave the 95 copper pieces, grab the vial, and as truly as my character, he just quaffs it right then.
Quaffs it as in drinks it, or quaffs it as in smells it? Which one is it?
No, he's drinking it.
Drinking it. This is something me and Boom talked about whenever we did character creation, and sadly, I'm gonna play it up to the character.
Well, as he drinks that, Beowulf runs over and takes the
copper.
Okay, yeah, you
It's like
look
digging for
over
scraps.
the 95 copper pieces, and you just squabble them away. So you have
Just-
95 copper pieces.
I'm gonna be rattling in pain, and things are gonna happen.
It's a vial of immediate death.
Woohoo! Aww.
Potion of oil. All he is
See if I can find it faster here.
Holy water.
burns.
Okay, so as you drink this potion, you feel yourself have this energy that you've never had before. You feel amazing. You feel like a giant. You feel like this energy is like coursing through you, and as you kind of like spit out the thing that was in there, you look at it and it was a fingernail. A nasty looking fingernail, like a giant fingernail.
Giant toe, a vial of giant. Yeah.
And so you like throw it down, and as you do, it like clatters off into the distance, and you feel super, super strong. And your strength is now for the next hour 29.
Holy
So whatever modifier that makes, that is for the next hour in game, that is your strength.
How long does an hour last?
I mean, it depends on it when it ends up happening, but I'll keep track of it. So for the next hour, you have 29 strength.
Huzzah.
This was a potion of storm giant strength,
Jesus Christ.
which I rolled and I looked at it, and it's like legendary. Like you
He just takes it on a whim.
You just used one of the best things you will probably ever find. I love it.
You know, but it goes well with him, though. You know.
Yeah, no, you feel really
Just
good.
give him like a buzz, starting to walk kind of sideways.
He is like pumped. He is ready to go.
All right, guys, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, guys. Let's see what's around us. Come on, guys. Let's go. Woohoo!
You know, that potion would have been better if you drank it out of a goblet.
Chad, I should have used your goblet.
You start playing on your drum, and you're playing notes so fast you don't even know how fast. You're just going, and actually you have to stop because you almost break the head on your drum.
Blasphemy.
But you feel really good. Sorry, what else? What is everyone else doing?
Okay,
I'm gonna-
so you
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, and then Chitter wants to do something. So you go.
I was just going to be, since I smelled that scent coming from the hole again, I'm just going to like claw at the hole like I did when I indicated that there was the mimics. I'm just going to claw at the hole.
Okay.
I look down the hole. Can I, with my dwarven knowledge and dark vision, what do I see?
Looks about the same as Kuja's hole.
Your stay.
It arcs towards the cavern that you just came through. So you kind of it arcs quickly, so you can't see really far down it. You see that it goes down and continues, but it looks like something came up through the cavern and back down.
Which was the direction that we came from?
Behind, like
Near the
down.
hole. You came in through this way.
Oh,
down
okay.
here.
Hey, Chitter's getting super antsy, and he might not be the bravest soul among us, and his feathers are ruffling, and he's standing up and stuff. His feathers standing up, and Squeak's getting antsy. He feels it, and so Chitter's gonna just go. He's like, you know what? We gotta get done with this. I gotta get out of here. So he's gonna go ahead, like just run frantically over here.
Okay.
He's
So
gonna take a look
as you
around.
run that way, I take it you're not taking precautions to be quiet.
Oh, good.
Okay. Noted. Yeah, so you run in there, and you see, as you get close, you see this giant hole. Like, it is big. It's like 20 by 20 maybe. It is really, really huge.
All right, that's really gonna freak him out, and he's gonna sit back a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, you run in, and you see that, and you start to back up. Okay.
During this whole time, I've just been noticing everything that's been happening, and also looking at the walls to see if there are any markings.
Okay. Yeah, as you start to look for markings, you see 3 markings. I will ping them for you. So down here, this way, you see a chest marking. In this tunnel, you see a cross with an X going through it. And then as Chitter took off, you see on the wall a heart marking.
Beowulf immediately moves to where Wait, no, I don't even. Never mind. He didn't see it. Never mind.
Well, if anyone wants to make this aware to the group, she can. But that's what you see as you're taking your time and looking for things.
I think as I'm towards the hole and like I come up on it, I'm like, whoa, and I almost like fall into it and back out. I'm making all kinds of squawkity squawks, and I'm not happy, and my feathers are quite ruffled.
Okay, so as you guys, you that are checking out the hole, and you start to hear your bird friend, caw, 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 caw.
Hi. So, I know holes, and I'm thinking that I've seen a lot of indications that there's spiders around. So I'm wondering if this was bored by a large spider. Is there any way for me to tell that?
And I know animals and tracking.
Okay, I'll let you both make a survival check with advantage if you're gonna try to figure out what made the hole. So Chad, you can deduce that it's probably not spiders, and Inna, you can deduce that it is probably something that is subterranean. And you look, and the holes seem to be carved out. I mean, you're walking on solid rock, and for this hole to be made out of solid rock, something had to dig really fast and really hard to do that, and to move all these boulders that were in this cave. Something had to have some force.
Zen Falcon's just running around in a circle during all this, just chanting, "The spice must flow, the spice must flow."
Oh yeah, you are just I mean,
keyed up.
You don't. I mean, outside of your normal feeling, you don't feel like high necessarily, but you.
No,
are,
I just feel
like,
pumped, man. We got to do
you're
this.
pumped.
Yeah, I can take on the world. Let's do it. Yeah.
So Anna waits.
He should just like jump down the hole. Just
What's up,
Can I-
Cass?
Anna waits till he pauses his chanting, and after Chitter stops her flailing and stuff, and tells everybody about what I saw on the walls.
Okay, so you all, the one to the top is a heart, the one to the middle is a cross with an X in the middle in it, and the bottom is a chest.
Beowulf hears chest, and he immediately motions towards the front of this cavern.
Chad hears heart and wants to go check that out because some of us are low on healing, and generally in games that's a good thing.
So Beowulf,
Okay.
that's like on 8 health, and went to the treasure instead of the heart.
Yes. All right, so go ahead
did
and
you
put
not run
your.
that potion?
Oh, I did the potion. I'm at 14 now.
Oh, 14. Okay.
So go ahead and put yourselves where you're exploring, and so if you're taking 3 different ways, we'll just have to do this one at a time. So we'll just be patient.
I'm going to hang out with
So
Beowulf.
let's go ahead. Okay, so you guys that are going down towards the chest marking, you open up into a cavern, and you see some clear water, and it is. Well, Beowulf, you see this. Sand Falcon, you can really only see what's within your torch range.
Okay.
But Beowulf, you see this cavern opens up, and there's water. And at the far side, there are some items on the ground.
Can I do a investigation check to make sure there's no traps or anything waiting for us?
You can make a perception check.
Perception, yeah.
No, you're good.
I'm getting crap rolls.
Yeah, as you look, you see kind of the cavern, you see the water, and you see some things over in the corner. And then there is a opening to the right, a bigger opening.
All right.
Do you share this information with me since I
yeah.
can't see?
I was gonna say I'm gonna relay all those informations to Zan Falcon and also kind of let him know to be on guard.
Okay.
In case something were to happen.
Okay, are you moving in?
I'm gonna move in just a little bit, just still kind of being cautious.
No, I pretty much
Yeah.
am holding on to the back of his pack as he moves in.
Sure.
So I'm pretty much going to be tethered to him since he can see, and my light radius from my torch isn't that illuminating.
Sure. As you move in, Beowulf, you can see more. the ceiling's kind of is not open, but it's caved and the water is there. It doesn't seem to be moving at all. You still just see the loot unmoving in the corner, and to the right is a bigger opening. As you take a more good look, you don't see anything heinous or anything like that.
All right. You can go to the next group.
Well, are you guys gonna go check out the pile or?
You know what? Yeah, well, let's go check out the pile then.
Okay. So as you kind of head over to the pile, again, the water's not moving. There's no really air. I mean, it's calm. It's still. You look down the hall, and the cave kind of continues. As you guys check out the pile, you see 10 arrows, a set of leather armor, a shield, 1,000 copper pieces, a short sword, a scroll, and a chalice.
Well, I wonder who's going to get that chalice.
I have such a bad feeling about it.
What's the chalice made of?
It is made of gold.
See, it's even better than the silver chalice, Beowulf.
Without hesitation, Beowulf picks up the chalice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Since I enjoy my leather armor, I'm going to go ahead and grab the leather armor, and I'm also proficient in short swords, so I'm going to grab that as well.
Okay.
So I put the arrows on my back so I can bring them back to to Anna, because she does use a bow, and I have no use for them. What else is left after that? The
so you
copper
took
pieces.
You took there's copper pieces. I think, did you say your leather armor, a shield? You took the short sword, and then there's a scroll.
So copper, shield, and scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And then leather armor.
Oh, I picked up the leather armor.
He got the leather armor.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's in my backpack.
I'll take the scroll as well.
Okay.
I'm going to bring the 1,000 copper back, and I'm not going to actually add it to my inventory. I'm just going to give it freely because I feel so pumped. I'm just going to freely just going to share it when we all get back together.
Okay. So yeah, you guys spend time going through that. We'll go ahead and move on to Zines. You're the only one going through the middle, that looks like.
I'm gonna sniff before I go into it and see if I catch that familiar scent first.
Yeah, you go ahead and you sniff, and it's faint, like super faint. In the air, but not present.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and inch forward in there slowly, just kind of like getting like a low prowl.
Okay. You have sight, right?
Yes, I do,
Okay.
as a tiger.
So as you get in there, you see the cavern opens up slightly. On the left, there's another one of those small holes. The cavern continues, and on the right, it looks like there's a chest, and it's covered in some kind of a cloak.
Can I sniff it? See if it smells suspicious?
Sure.
Or perhaps it's got the same scent that I was picking up before?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
22.
It's not the same smell. It's definitely different, and it smells kind of like, or somewhat organic. You're not quite sure. That's not good. You're not quite sure this smell, but it doesn't smell good. Okay. So, Zines in tiger form came up and started to sniff at this cloak that was draped over this chest. And you're sniffing it, and it doesn't smell good. It smells really musty and old and organic and bad.
Does it smell familiar? Does it smell like the mimics did?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna regret doing this. I'm gonna drop tiger form.
Okay.
And then hold on, let me change my token real quick. And then I will go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on myself real quick.
Okay.
Because I need it. Cast it at level 2. So I get back 19 hit points.
Excellent.
That puts me back at full.
Good.
And then I'm going to also go ahead and cast Produce Flame. That way I can see, because I
Okay.
lose my dark vision.
Excellent.
And I will pull the cloak from the chest.
I want to get your light right there. Okay. As you start to pull the cloak off of the chest, you pull it up, and it has red beady eyes and a face and a white underbelly, and it's going to bite at you. So go ahead. Well, it's going to bite at you as a surprise attack, and then go ahead and roll initiative. So it's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
You take 11 points of piercing damage, and it bites at you, and it attaches to your head.
Oh,
you
God.
are blinded and unable to breathe.
Oh, shit.
So
See what happens when you lose your dwarf?
Yeah, I know, right? I shouldn't have left my dwarf side. No, my dwarf shouldn't have left me, was what it is. My dwarf shouldn't have left me.
I went the direction we were right next to.
So go
All right,
ahead and
let me-
roll initiative.
That's a 3. Hold on. I'm going to check my loose connection real quick and see if I've got something going on with my mic. 1 second. All right. Is that any better on my connection for...
Just Zynes is in. Yeah, it sounds better. Just Zynes needs to be in initiative right now. She's been bitten and attached by this creature and has it like dangling off her head. So as it does that, and you can't breathe, it's going to go ahead and attack you again.
This is not good, guys. Okay.
Crit.
Ouch.
That's 14 points of slashing damage as the tail comes and hits you in the back.
Can we hear anything?
Can
Would it be shrieking or something?
No, it's not really making much noise at this point.
I'm so sorry. There's nothing we could do.
So you have this thing attached around your head you cannot see. You're having trouble breathing, and you just got smashed in the back.
All right.
Did she make any noise as this thing came out and attacked her that we could hear?
You probably will hear after this these struggles, probably.
Okay. Okay. I know I'm completely blind because this thing is over my head, but since I have the Produce Flame in my hand, can I just like right on top of my head and let it go?
Sure, yeah.
$18?
Yes, that hits.
8 fire damage.
Yeah, so as you just this thing, then it does let out a which just deafens you because you're in its mouth. But you guys start to hear muffle scuffle coming from behind as you're making your way into this cave.
Does it? Does I still have a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm gonna, since I can't do anything else, I can't see. I'm gonna just bonus action healing word myself.
Okay. So yeah, you healing word as you're being attacked.
I'm gonna do it at a higher level.
Okay.
So I get back 11 hit points.
Excellent. Yeah, so you cast healing word on yourself. The creature now is going to take a bite and a tail attack at you.
Okay.
The bite is a 14.
That hits.
That's 9 points of piercing damage from the bite. And the tail. That's a 21.
That hit.
4 points of piercing damage from the tail.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. 2 of 29.
At this point, if you guys are going to hear and make, okay, I'm going to let you guys, as a freebie, I'm going to let you get to the entrance. If you're just going to hear something, and I'll let you all roll initiative and get you right in here.
Is it my turn now, though?
It is going to be your turn. If that's what you guys are choosing to do. I was mostly talking to the heart group, but if you guys are going to do that, you need to tell me your choice.
Yeah.
So Beowulf, you can probably only get halfway.
Okay, I got
but
you.
the rest of the group can just do a 180 and get there.
Well, I let Zan Falcon know, like, hey, something's going on. So while he's doing his little ritual thing, he knows where I went and not just totally ditched him in the dark.
Okay. So everyone else, go ahead and roll initiative. Zynius, go ahead and take your turn.
All right. Can I want to take my staff out. Bonus action to cast Shillelagh on it.
Okay.
And then I want to try to put it like between me and this mouth and try to pry it off of me.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
Question, because I'm using my Shillelagh staff, it lets me use my wisdom as an attack instead of my strength to do so.
I'll allow it. Go for it.
So should I just make an attack roll?
Well, it would be a strength check.
So a wisdom check?
So go ahead and make a wisdom check then.
19?
Nice. Yeah, you wedge it between, you pry this thing off, and it is detached, and it is now kind of hovering right above the chest, but you have secured it off of your face.
And then that's my turn, because that's my bonus action in action, so that's it.
Right. Let's get things situated here. Let's make sure we got everyone. Go ahead and roll initiative 2, Beowulf, to get you in the order here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go top of the round with the creature at the top and then everyone else as you have entered into the room, and Zynius has just pried this thing that has a white underbelly, a long tail, kind of looks like a manta ray, but these beady eyes and this giant maw, and it is hovering across from her. So on the creature's turn, it's going to continue to attack you, Zynies. And that is a 8 to bite. So it goes to bite you, and it can't make it happen. Chad, what would you like to do?
I would like to run in, swing my axe, and kill it with one shot.
You can certainly try.
This is great!
Nobody messes with my human dwarf tiger person thing.
Go ahead and make an attack.
It's great.
So you make contact with the creature, and you're not able to bat it out of the air, but you do land a hit on it and cause some slashing damage to it. Shader, you walk in with your friends, hearing the gasps and the struggle, and Zynes is getting hurt.
Yeah, Zynes is like holding herself up on her staff, leaning on it because she's about to fall over.
Yep, shivering slightly. I'm gonna break out that short bow. Let's do this.
So you shoot your short bow, and it goes under the creature, breaks against the wall of the cave, and is unsuccessful.
Am I keeping track of my arrows myself here?
Should be, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, Beowulf. You hear screams, and you have started running. What else would you like to do? You've made it to the big cavern.
I would like to continue into the cavern where I heard the screaming and the scuffle and the fighting and all that.
Okay.
Should I move my... I can only move 30 feet, right?
Unless you want to take the dash, then you can move up to 60. That'll be your action to do so. It's up to you.
Can I measure it out to see which one is more...
Yeah.
Or do I have to count? Okay.
No, you can move 30 and see where you're at and see if you want to get closer or if you're in range to attack if you want to do that.
That's 30, right?
It's 25. You got 5 more. Perfect. So that's 30. That'll get you just in there.
Do I have line of sight, or am I in danger of hitting one of my teammates?
No, you have line of sight. It's 30 feet away.
30 feet. All right, Eldritch Blast has a range of 120, so I'm good on that.
Go for it.
Yeah. Nice.
23 will hit it. All right, 5 points of damage. Yeah, you let your Eldritch Blast go, and it smacks into the creature, and you hit him.
How bad's he looking?
He's looking good.
Oh wow!
Like he's ready to go to prom still. He's looking nice. He's looking dapper. Anna, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I had asked before in chat though, should I have been rolling, and I don't even know if I can roll initiative for the wolf.
He goes on your turn.
Okie dokie. All right, so gonna shoot my bow.
Okay. Do you have advantage on that?
I thought Fairy Fire had been casted again. Am I wrong?
It was cast, but not here. He cast it to see if there was anything. But the 18, I was just asking. The 18 still hits, so you still do 5 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, and then my wolf is going to target just above the tail area of this thing. So he'll move closer.
Okay.
And sort of behind.
Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah, so it gets a piece of it and does 6 damage very nicely. Zinies, your friends have come in and they are helping in your time of need.
I see that. All right. I'm going to. Oh, fuck! I don't have an option. All right. Just because I can't do anything else, I'm going to use my action to disengage
Okay.
and back away.
Sounds good. Yeah, so you disengage and you nope out of there.
Right, and then I will nope to right there. Just, yeah, right there's enough. And then that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. The creature is going to turn towards this wolf that has done damage to it and take a multi-attack, so a bite and a tail. The bite is a 13. Okay. The tail is a 15. Okay. So that's 9 points of damage to the wolf. Is he still up? Okay. So yeah, the tail strikes into the wolf. And then the creature is going to fly away. So Chad and Chill are going to take strikes against if you wish.
Yes, I do. I'm going to chuck a javelin at it.
Okay. The bite will miss on the wolf, sadly. But yeah, go ahead and chuck your javelin. The javelin will miss too, and it skitters down the cave as it misses, and the creature is on its way out. Chad.
I'm going to follow.
Okay.
I think Dreve is trying to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Dreve.
I don't know if I don't know if it would have made a difference, but wolves have pack instincts.
Oh, the wolf should have had advantage because of flanking. I believe. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll
Would I-
damage for the. You would have. So go ahead and roll that again. Yeah.
Also,
Is that what you were getting at, or?
Also, would there be an attack of opportunity when it left?
That's what that was.
Okay, yeah, then I should have rolled again.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll again. Go ahead and roll damage for the bite. Is that what you were getting at, Dreve?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Perfect.
looked at it earlier in the other battle. I was like, oh, I think it had advantage, but I just wanted to check with you first.
Okay, so 11 from the bite. Go ahead and roll damage, Chad. All right, yeah, you guys then both do hit. The bite hits it as it starts to flee, and your javelin sinks into it. Doesn't stick, but it does deal some damage as you are chasing after it now. Is that as far as you can get, or?
Yeah, that was my. Actually, it's one too far. I didn't realize my speed was 25. I need to back
Oh, okay.
up one.
Okay, yeah, so you start bolting after this thing. Did you want to still take an attack?
Oh, I'm up again? Yeah, totally. Oh, it's another round, right? So
That was the attack of opportunity, and then it's your turn, so you're chasing after it, and then you can still have your action.
chuck another javelin.
Yeah, go ahead. Nice. So as you chuck your javelin, you can see as the creature is flying that you pierce through it and your javelin sticks, and it is now weighted down. Chitter, your turn.
Gotcha. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let me get up my ruler. So Chitter's gonna run here. I've lost Squeak in the dark. There he is. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, and you know what? I can't even see him anyway. Is there a way to like shoot blindly since there's no one in the way technically?
I mean, yeah, you can shoot at it if you'd like. It's going to be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see. So that was, and that was like 25 feet, so I couldn't really move anymore. Might as well. Yep. So.
Okay. You're 16. You shoot, and it goes through the cave. Doesn't sound like it hits anything. Is that it for you?
Yes. Sorry, that is all.
You're fine. Beowulf, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move up so I can see it and get proper line of sight on it. Probably about.
Okay.
I'm gonna move up right about here. So that's
Yep,
that's 30.
clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I won't be able to hit Chad.
Right.
And I'll cast another Eldritch Blast right at it.
Okay. Your blast goes wide.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
Anna, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move as well. And shoot again, and hopefully someone will heal Ziny sometime soon.
Yeah, you go ahead and even sidestep Chad to make your, unhindered shot, and you can see it clearly, and it just goes straight over it.
Okay, so how far is that? Can my wolf get to it?
It's about 35 feet.
So he wouldn't get close enough to bite? Does he move 30 as well?
He has a speed of 40, so he could actually make it.
Sweet.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And so that was 35 feet, so he can only move one block away then after, right?
Well, it was 35, but to kind of sidestep Beowulf, it probably took the full 40. So he's gonna have to stay put.
right.
But the bite will hit for 6 piercing. But he did succeed on his strength save. All right, Zynese.
All right. I'm going to use my movement to move closer. So I'm to sidestep between Chitter and Enna. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, I'd imagine. And I get 30. Be right in front of Chad. I'm going to bonus action cast Healing Word on myself. So I get back 7 hit points.
Excellent.
And then, okay, now I've got a question. I can just barely see this thing on the cusp of my vision.
Okay.
Just barely. So would I be attacking with advantage or disadvantage?
I'll say it's a straight roll.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't going to have disadvantage or anything because I can barely see it. And then I'm going to cast Firebolt on it.
Excellent.
17 to hit.
Firebolt will hit it.
7 fire damage.
Yeah, you going over the head of Chill, you smack into it, and the fire damage takes effect. It is now the beast's turn. It is going. It is currently skewered into the rock by Chad's javelin, but being cornered and on the brink of death, it is going to take a multi-attack at Chill. So
Its
that's
tail
a
attack
20,
should have
21
disadvantage.
for the bite. What?
Tail attack should have disadvantage. I bit it hard. Or he bit it hard.
Yeah. So you said disadvantage?
I said his tail attack should be at disadvantage, yes.
Okay. Even with even with disadvantage, it would be a 21 to hit. Yeah, you rolled a 16 and a 15. So that is 7 points of piercing damage. That bit bites it for the wolf, doesn't it? Yeah, so as the tail comes in, as the creature is being it is looking really bad, but as it makes its last kind of attack, trying to still work its way, it strikes right into Chill, and Chill falls over, whimpers, and life leaves its body. The creature then can't really move, so that's the end of his turn.
I have a question for you, Boom. Are you considering this creature grappled or restrained?
He's grappled.
Okay, just wanted to check.
His
Thank
movement is 0, but he can still make his attack.
you. Okay, just wanted to check. Thank you.
All right, Chad, you can see past Zinies that the creature has just killed in his companion.
Killed or knocked unconscious? Or could we not tell?
He did.
I mean, he hit 0 hit points. You probably can't tell.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Chad?
Okay, I'm gonna rage because just killed a wolf that I'm partial to.
The 9 is unsuccessful.
Can I grab the javelin so it can't get away from itself?
Sure, you can grab the top of the javelin so it can't work its way off. Sure.
And just pin it there, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Go ahead, Chitter.
Yep, 1 sec. Okay, I heard the yelping, and partial to animals in general, and I'm just gonna have at it with my dagger.
Okay. The 13 is unsuccessful.
So useless.
Actually, wait. Yeah, the 13 is unsuccessful. Anything else you'd like to do?
Just cry a little.
All right. Beowulf.
Wait, hold on. No, I have a thing. Because
Yeah.
I have flock tactics, because I'm a bird.
Okay.
And it says, an enemy adjacent to an ally grants combat advantage to you in your next turn. But I also have aid another. Do you know about aid
Okay.
another?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me about aid another?
Oh.
So it's also or aid attack, and I don't know which would be most advantageous. Okay, so I can choose aid attack, which will give them a 2+ bonus on their attack roll. So whoever's turn is next, I will give them that.
And you can do that as a bonus.
Yeah, it's a +2 bonus to their next attack.
Yeah, but I'm asking, you can you can take that as a bonus action
That is a good question.
because you did use your action to make an attack. That's why I'm asking.
Well, let's see. It says minor action. Is that just a full action? It says minor action personal.
Is that a rogue or Kenku ability?
Kenku. Flock tactics. Racial encounter power. Encounter minor action. So let me click on minor action. Yeah, if I don't have, that's fine. Okay, I tried.
I think that's from a different version because that's not in my Volos under Kenku.
All right. Well, I will figure it out and work on that for next time then.
Okay. Beowulf.
Do I have line of sight, or do I need to move up and out of the way?
You probably, it's getting a little crowded in there, so you probably got to find at least get past Zines.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Well, actually, as I'm moving up past, so I can get past, a little bit more of a line of sight, I actually hand off those arrows I picked up in the pile to Enna.
Okay.
That was 30, right?
Okay. That works.
Yeah, I hand those off to her, just, But then I'm going to do a... Yeah, I think I'm just going to do another Eldritch Blast because it's almost dead, or it's looking really rough at this point, right? And I can avoid Chad, who's holding him down, correct? I don't want to hit Chad. All right.
That'll hit.
Sweet.
Yep, you hit it. It's still writhing.
All right.
All right, Enna.
And it's been cussing quite a lot this whole time. So I move up so I can have a good shot of its back,
Okay.
pointing for the area where my wolf was biting its tail, hoping to just break that thing off.
Sure.
She rolled with
Yeah.
disadvantage, didn't she?
Huh?
Or, is it because of her range? Is that why she rolled with disadvantage?
She didn't roll with disadvantage. She
Oh, I
rolled a
just
straight
read it.
roll.
My bad.
And the natural one, you don't hit it.
Just shot over chill.
Anything else for your turn?
No, nothing that wouldn't provoke.
Okay. Zines.
All right. Seeing as that when I was in my tiger form, I saw this wolf be my companion and help, I'm going to, I don't know if it's dead or if it's just unconscious, but I'm going to try to attempt to cast Healing Word on it.
Okay.
6 hit points if it's not dead, if it's only unconscious.
So as you, what do you say is your healing word?
I don't really want to say anything, but what I want to do is to just mutter in Druidic and have like the green color of my magic outline it.
Okay. So you green outline comes over Chill, and you are From where you stand, you are not sure of any effect currently.
Right. And then as my action, I am going to throw another firebolt because I am pissed off at this thing.
Of course.
$21 to hit,
That'll hit.
8 fire damage.
How would you like to do this?
Being severely pissed off at this thing, what I want to do is, since it's pinned, it's got its mouth trying to grab it, I just want to shoot the green fire straight into its mouth and make it eat it.
Okay. So as it kind of turns around and looks as the arrow from Inna scatters across the wall, it catches you just for a moment as you send the firebolt straight into its mouth, and it eats it. And as it kind of does a little shimmy on the pole from the damage, it falls limp and slides to the bottom.
Then I immediately want to run over to chill and see if my spell had taken effect.
Make a medicine check.
$23?
You can feel while it appeared that he took a very fatal hit. He does appear to still be clinging to life, but barely. So while your spell did have effect, he's right on the edge of glory.
I'm gonna run tackle hug Zinies.
All right, Zinies, you are tackled and embraced as it looked very fatal, or looked fatal, but not quite dead. But
I'm still gonna be start bleeding all over her armor still because I'm
right.
Still injured.
Yeah, your face is not disformed, but you are still rough.
Beowulf steps out of the way and goes towards the chest so that she can run tackle Zinies.
Of course.
I'm going to grab my javelin and twist it around a few times while it's still embedded in there just to make sure. And I'm going to put my boot on top of it and just pull it out, put it back. And
Yeah, so
look around the cape figure for any kind of drops.
Yeah, you go ahead and it doesn't. It maybe gives a little jitter, but it doesn't move. You sheath your javelin. You can't see really anything from it, just the body.
Once I make it out of Enna's embrace, I'm gonna kind of hold my cheek where I was bitten, and then just kind of start walking away, so back into the main corridor.
Okay.
But I'll also cast Produce Flame on my other hand, so I have a light source.
Yeah, so you have a light source. Those of you in the room, the next room, you do see a chest, a pile, and a body. And Beowulf, you do see the chest that the cloaker was on.
All right. Can I take a crossbow bolt and kind of stab the top of the chest and to check for any creatures?
Yeah. You stab it.
Yeah.
And no effect. It seems like a normal chest.
All right. Can I open it?
Yeah, sure. You open it. You find some armor. You find some silver pieces. And you find a very ornate, well-looking amulet.
All right. Do I know what kind of armor it is, or do I have to identify some of that stuff?
It is studded leather armor.
And that and would
you're
that
not sure any other properties as of now.
Okay. And All right, yeah. So I'm gonna take all that. and-
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and add that to your inventory. Everyone else, you notice Zines and Inna have this moment. Chill starts to slowly resuscitate back to life. And Chad has made sure that the beast is dead.
How much? Sorry, how much silver was in there, by the way?
15 pieces.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend, if we can, if it looks safe enough, to take a short rest here.
Preferably a long rest if possible. Because our spellcasters are tapped.
Not me.
Well, you get yours at a short rest, but the other spellcasters are tapped.
No, that's all right.
It's usually about 8 hours or more. So it's a full night.
If we can find a safe place, it would be a good idea too.
Do we gain? Sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, do we gain hit points as after resting?
You will.
I didn't know. Go ahead.
Short rest, you roll hit dice. For long rest, you gain your hit points back without spending hit dice.
Okay.
So it just depends what the group wants to do.
All right, you can go ahead, Gabby.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. And since we're out of combat and they're starting to have interaction, you've successfully done the first one. What were you identifying the first one? There's nothing special about it. It is a normal short sword. Sadly. Okay.
So, still freaked out by everything going on. Jitter realizes that Zan Falcon's the only one who doesn't seem to find trouble. So, he's gonna go looking for him with Squeak Squeak leading the way on his leash. So,
Okay. Yeah.
okay with that.
All right. So, yeah, Chitter, you start to make your way back the way you guys came. What were you heading, Zines?
I was just heading back into the main chamber where
Okay.
we came up through the hallway. I wasn't going to go down any other hallways, just stay in that main center.
Okay. So Zines makes her way back to the big kind of place. Chitter is making his way towards Zan Falcon. Inna, Beowulf, and Chad still remain in the large cavern. You can see as you start to take a moment, there are a few holes in this cavern on the floor. There is more, looks like terrain that is a divot, you would say, in the floor, a big gap. And then there is still the body and chest to the corner.
Is there any way of investigating the body to see if it matches up with any of the previous the Guardians?
Right. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah, I think we did.
No, I think Chad had checked out the body.
Yeah, the body was near one of the chests, and you looted both chests.
Right. No, but I think before we got into that battle, I think somebody had looked at that body before.
Yeah. You have successfully found now 3 bodies.
Were we told? Boom. I don't have it written down, but were we told how many previous Guardians' bodies were in here that we needed to find?
6.
Okay.
Just like you guys, yeah. It, like I just said, Beowulf, it is a former Guardian.
And am I able to find any kind of what did they call them? Their treasures or piece? They gave them each a gift or something.
Right. You checking the chest. He doesn't seem to have anything really on him.
Okay.
In the pile of loot there, you do find some gold coins and a potion
Am I able to tell what kind of potion it is, or is it kind of?
You're not too sure right now.
I'm not quaffing that. Yeah, but
Let me check on that potion just to give you a description of it.
okay,
It is a blue potion.
blue one.
Sure. I mean, yes.
Yeah, all right.
Sure, I mean, yes.
I'll pocket the blue potion and what was it, 100 gold? You said. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. And then that's in the loot pile. Are you checking the chest?
I kind of look over at Chad and Ina, like, hey, do you guys want the chest? Kind of having a little flashback moment of touching the last chest.
I'll go check out the chest. Sure.
Okay. You flip the chest easily. Inside is another 100 gold. A potion vial that is see-through and clear, and then you have another bar. This time it is in the cylinder form and is made of copper, but is the same length as the other one you found.
I will take the bar and the potion and leave the gold, and then set off to see if I can find my other javelin.
Okay. Make an investigation check. Go ahead, X.
I was gonna say, is there any Elvish on it?
One of 3.
There is an inscription of yes, and it does look the same.
Okay.
You do find your other, without going too far, you find your javelin.
I go back to the big room with the group.
Okay. Now about this time, is everyone else going to head back to where Zini's and okay? Then
Yeah,
about this time,
I'm picking up and carrying Till.
Aren't we staying here, Zan Falcon? Or did you? Yeah, I'm chilling with Zan Falcon.
I'm gonna take that
Ina
gold on the
is
way out.
taking chill. Beowulf, yeah, you guys make your way back. Zan Falcon, Chitter has found you just as you are finishing your ritual on that leather armor, and it appears to be normal leather armor as well.
Worth it. Yeah, can I use perception or something?
You guys can make, if you're checking like its vitality or its qualities, as well as giving fresh drinking water. Go ahead and make a survival or a nature check. I'll let you choose. All right, so Chitter, you kind of look at this, and while the water is clear and not moving, it does appear to be drinkable. X, you can kind of see there's water and there's nothing in it. You can see that it does go for quite a while. It's pretty clear.
All I was gonna do is just go find my dwarf buddy, just kind of like not really pass up, but just kind of like lean onto him for support. Not doing so hot over here.
I have no problem aiding in the walking.
I don't even really have to lean. I just so much have to just put my arm down on his shoulder.
Yeah, Chitter's gonna suggest a rest to Zan Falcon because I'm gonna motion to the legends from the spike log in my chest area.
Okay, so you guys kind of come to the conclusion that you're going to take a rest. What kind of rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Is anybody keeping watch?
We have Squeak Squeak. Let's do that for. What's it? What? Oh, how many hours is the longest? 8
About
hours.
8.
You want to do 4, 2, and 2? between us, or just 8 the whole time. We squeak squeak.
If somebody's on watch, does that mean that they don't gain hit points back?
Well, you gotta look at
They're
it.
not resting.
It's a minimum of 8 hours for. So if people are keeping watch, as long as if we take more than 8 hours, as long as a character spends at least 8 hours, they get the benefits of the long rest. So if we rest for 12 hours or something, then we can take turns as long as you get that 8 hours.
Yeah, and as long as one person isn't staying up the whole time to do all of the watching, then that's when you run into issues.
And I'm at full health, so I don't need a full rest. So I can watch part of the time.
I need to do a full rest. I'm
Okay.
I'm already asleep.
Excellent.
So am I. I'm like falling asleep, leaning against him. We're like leaning against each other.
Okay. So by this time,
The
it's
tiger as a pillow.
nice. At this time, you're not sure how long you have been down here. You're tired because you have had a few battles and you've been meticulous. So you guys go ahead and make camp. Putting Squeak Squeak out to watch. Go ahead and make a perception roll for Squeak Squeak.
Alrighty.
Are we camping in 2 different spots?
I mean,
Alright.
you're all mostly in the same area. They're just kind of down the hall a little bit with their torches near the water.
So I see how to do strength, dexterity, etc. How do I do skills instead? For Squeak Squeak.
If it's perception, it would be you roll a d20 and add his perception or add his wisdom modifier.
Yeah, so just roll a d20 since it's 0. Nice.
Oh, good.
So Squeak Squeak, you guys take your full rest then. Go ahead and go back to full hit points. Regain your spells. Any other abilities that take a long rest. Go ahead and get all that back. You have no issues through the night. Squeak Squeak doesn't alert you to anything. And you guys seem well rested as you wake up at your makeshift camp. As you begin to wake up, you do hear more rumbling in the distance. Nothing entirely close. And it seems like these tremors have kind of been happening, although they've been localized and not near you. They have been constant. So as you wake up, you come to feeling much better. What would you guys like to do?
All I was going to do is when Zinnies woke up, I was just going to go over to Enna and ask, how is Chill doing? How did Chill do throughout the night?
Squeak Squeak watched him.
From the other room.
Well, I only slept part of the night. The rest of the time, I was watching over him. But how did he regain full health?
Yeah, he's the rest has helped.
He's awesome. That's how he is. He's awesome.
He's awesome. He's looking good. He's looking fine. So while still probably recovering, he's doing. Oh my goodness, he's doing well.
I'm just gonna go.
Okay,
to
wait, make me try.
put my hand out and just pet him a little bit behind the ear, scratch him behind the ear in that spot.
Yeah, and he's getting to know you guys now. And since were all there, as he almost met his maker, he's very happy with all of you.
Except Falcon.
If you're gonna eat something this morning, then yes, you would use a ration.
What's the benefit of ration? Does it do anything, or is it just roleplay?
It would be making sure you don't starve.
It's roleplay. All right,
It's essentially like a little bag of trail mix or dried meat.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I'm just wondering its viability as far as gameplay goes, but
I mean,
just...
at this point, you came down and you fought. You then slept for. Yeah, so you're definitely hungry. So if you eat rations, it will be all right. But you probably should eat something else soon-ish, kinda.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a ration. But I'm also going as Sand Falcon starts to walk back, I'm going to stop him and point a feathery finger at the boat patch on his robe, and then motion to the lake. I want to get out of here, but you do you.
Well,
Find out.
I did tell you when I entered the cavern of what everything I saw, and the lake didn't go that far.
Oh, really? So he did. Well, I wasn't aware of that. Maybe you could relay that information to Chitter.
Well, I thought.
Okay, so Cooge did, or Beowulf did do a perception and find out that the lake wasn't that big. That information
Yeah.
being relayed correctly. Okay, let's go then. We'll both head
Did
back.
how far did the first group get into the top cavern? Do we know? Or
You can ask him.
well, who was a part of the top group?
In the hole.
The
Yeah.
heart cave, we didn't get in. We were just at the entrance before we heard the battle, so we didn't go in at all.
Well, I guess Bearwolf suggests to the group that we kind of head up to this top cavern, seeing as we haven't ventured far into it at all, and the other two caverns we've kind of gotten a fair deal into.
Yeah, Zan Falcon, basically, you did your rituals, figured out you had some normal loot, went ahead and the group was like, hey, we're sleeping. You're like, all right, cool. So Zynes looks like awful, and you're just like, it's fine. Excellent. You're pretty, yeah.
Before we go on, or while they're going off exploring, I'm going to go ahead and change my spell list so it's 1 minute per spell level for the chills and change. So I'm just sitting there in meditation.
Yeah, and you can easily do that as you wake up, and get that ready before you guys head out. Not an issue. She is plotting your demise.
What I want to do, since it only takes me, because it only takes me a minute to do it, literally. I want to go ahead and cast Goodberry and give them to everybody in the group.
So you all watch as Zynes produces these berries that you're not sure where she got them from, but she explains to you that they are nutritious, they are delicious, and you each get one, and if you choose to eat it, it will nourish you for the day.
I eat the berry.
Can I pocket it for later?
You sure can.
That's what I'm gonna do. And did Squeak a good one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can make up to 10.
So
Alright,
yeah,
he'll-
you're all good. Everyone gets one, and it is delicious.
Okay. Cool. We'll hold ours for later.
It only lasts for 24 hours before the berry loses potency, so just keep that in mind if you are going to hold on to your berry. And when you do eat it, you do regain 1 hit point.
Cool.
Do you follow this request, Zynes?
Look, how many did I make? I made 1 for everybody. So 8, so that gives me 2 extra. Yeah.
So you would have 2 left.
I'll give him 1 and keep 1 for myself.
There you go. So you guys are up, you're awake, you're fed, you feel good, even though you're still in a tunnel. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
You said that the berry gives you 1 hit point. Does it give you an extra one over max, or is it just
No. Yeah.
No, and they're not temp hit points either, so. But just to let you know, if you do decide to use it in battle, it does take an action. It is not a bonus action. It is a full action to eat it.
Can I slowly move into the cavern that I'm in front of and kind of
Sure.
investigate for traps or look for traps?
Make a perception check. Nice. With your 10, as you move in, you see this giant hole in the middle of the cavern. The cavern is still about 20 feet high, so you can see all of it, but you don't see any traps or any thing man-made, or just you see the open room in this giant burrowed hole that you guys have seen.
All right, and off to the left, is that an outlet or is that just the other backside of the cave? Do I know?
That is an out. There is a tunnel continuing.
Okay. I relay to the group of my findings inside the cavern.
Okay, and I will remind you, this is the way where the heart carving is on the side of the, of the cave. There's a heart carving.
Is it where the noise is coming from?
At this point, you're not too sure where the noise is coming from. It's kind of coming from all directions.
Can I use cave knowledge, dwarven cave knowledge, to pinpoint where it might be coming from, since I'm kind of in a central location to all these different passageways?
Sure. Perception check for you.
Advantage or no?
Sure. Oh, sorry. With a 16, you can kind of hear, it's kind of like the shaking's all around, but there is some coming from the tunnel that you guys came from, the mimics, and then there is some from the location back that way. The loot, where the chest carving was down here. So
Okay.
both of the southern tunnels, there's some noises.
I pass that information along to the group.
Okay.
I'm staying next to Chad. I have
Okay.
learned my lesson from wandering off from my dwarf.
Yeah, so as the rest of you enter the cave to the north, or to the top of their screen, you see the big hole, and to the left there is a tunnel.
Still wanting to get out of here, I'm gonna go left.
Okay.
We got my lead a little bit, so and he has dark vision. But so he's gonna be quite I have 50 feet of rope, so I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna send him out into this whatever's next,
Okay.
about 50 feet.
So as you bank the corner, you can see these. Do you see the torches?
I do
So you see these
barely
lit.
see the top one.
Yeah, so you see these lit torches, and you see more carvings. To the left is the wheel, or as you guys have said, the pie symbol, and to the right is another heart. And if you guys are following Chitter, you may kind of move yourselves up too. So you have a left and a right, pie on the left, heart on the right. And you can see these torches that don't seem... Yeah, you see torches.
Oh, well, I want to investigate those torches.
All right, investigation check for you.
Why are there lit torches down here?
They look freshly lit.
Does it look like
it's disadvantaged.
a natural fire, or does it look magic? Is there a way to tell?
It does look magical.
All right.
My dwarf moved without me.
Chad, since you are listening for noises, as you get to your current location from the left, you can hear a lot of rustling and what sounds like a lot of cluds and thuds, and there's a lot of noise coming from this direction. Sounds like a lot of scuffling.
With my view, I didn't see which way you were pointing.
To the bottom, towards the south. Yeah, down that way.
I relay that the fun is to the south.
I don't like it.
I stay with Chad.
Okay, you guys
I got
start to
my
make your way.
little green flame.
Rest of the party, what are you guys doing?
I'm staying wherever there's the most people, so I'm not caught off guard. So I'll be at the back of whatever's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow from the back as well.
Okay. Just as a note, you guys, with the vision, could see there was another torch to the north, and to the south, you currently don't see any more flames.
Never mind. Go ahead.
I move forward until there's a reason not to.
Okay. As you come up,
him.
there's a tunnel to your left, and what seems like a tunnel to your right.
Are we seeing any more of those markings on our way down here, or?
There are no markings except the one wheel symbol.
Okay.
What do my dwarven ears hear now?
You hear stuff in both directions. The one on the right is much closer, very close.
That's where I go.
As you round the corner, and you guys put yourselves kind of, if you're all going to follow him,
Stay
you will walk right into a troll that is looming over you in this dead end. And once it sees you, it is going to get aggressive. So we're at an impasse. We can either play this out with 10 minutes left, and it'll probably go more than that, or we can wait until next session.
I have nowhere to be.
Dreve, do you have time to do this? Okay, roll initiative then.
Click your tokens first, you know?
Maybe we can reason with it. Just automatically assume. Haha.
One of these days I'll get a good initiative roll.
Gabby, how many natural 20s have you gotten this session?
All of them. I think only like 2. Because my bow was missing quite a bit.
Yeah. So, with me being far back, I don't see this troll, do I?
No, right now the party has taken off and stopped dead in their tracks.
Yeah, because I could see him all stopped, but I can't see him.
Okay, Chitter. So you have been following Chad, Zinies, and Zan Falcon, and you get to about where you're at, and the group just stops.
So can I use mimicry as a bonus action, as my second action? Or can I only do one thing a turn, technically?
Well, I mean, depends on what you're trying to accomplish. What are you trying to do?
Well, if I try to scare it with the tiger's growl that I heard earlier.
Okay, yeah, that could be a bonus. Go ahead and you unsure kind of what's going on. You can make your tiger growl, sure.
Okay, and how would that be?
You give your best impression of a tiger.
Well, Zan hasn't even sung yet. Rawr!
There you go.
Big tiger growl. Arr.
All right. Do you want to do anything else?
How did that go? Super good?
You're not sure.
Shaking.
You really don't know what's beyond the corner there, so you don't know.
I do know that I'm gonna. You know what? F me. No, that is just the tiger growl. See what happens. Maybe they'll
Okay.
piss pants. I don't know. Done.
Are you gonna hold an action, or you're just gonna wait?
I'm gonna ready my bow since I'm actually a little bit farther back than Chad, so I think I'll still have some distance.
Okay. All right. If something comes around that corner, you can shoot it then.
Cool.
Inna, you don't really see much either, except Chad has stopped walking.
I think I peed myself a little bit too.
Good. That'll scare him off too.
I move up a bit so I can see.
Okay. You peek around the corner, and there's a giant troll.
Oh my god, everybody, there's a giant troll.
Cacao.
He's really big and he's really angry and he's kind of looking this way.
If only someone had a giant potion.
Which has worn off, by the way, X.
Or some other kind of potion that we don't know about.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot him.
All right.
Now, if you're too close, do you roll disadvantage for a bow?
For a longbow, usually. But, I mean, she's got a good 10, 15 feet there, so I'll say she's all right. Usually it's just a longbow. With a 10 doesn't hit, sadly.
I tell Chill to chill.
Excellent. Sand Falcon, the rest of the group, of course, has stopped in their tracks. Inna has taken a shot, but you're not sure at what.
I thought she yelled that there was.
Oh, she did. She did. You are aware there's a troll behind this corner.
So my growl did nothing. That's what you're telling me.
Sand Falcon, are you there?
You're not sure yet,
Oh,
Chitter.
okay.
All right. You go ahead and roll it, and then Chad, you will get that to your temporary hit points. So if you take damage, you'll lose those first, and then you'll touch your real hit points. That's all right.
That could be the difference between life or death, trust me.
All right. So for the sake of your token, we'll say that you can push up and touch him to enhance ability. That's fine. Chad, it's your turn.
I'm going to try to reason with the troll with my axe.
Nice.
Out there, okay? Wait, I didn't mean to roll advantage. Sorry, but
That's
10.
okay. So the 10 misses. So you attempt to reason with it, and you smash it right near its foot.
Take that! Ha, ha, ha.
It's great. Bearwolf, your party's doing something.
Well, seeing as Enna did yell, there is a troll. I kind of advise to the group that maybe we should back up and allow it to come out and more into the open, so we're not all funneled together, so that some of us can have a line of shot and not hit each other.
Okay.
But as for an action, I don't think there's really anything I can do. Let me just check. Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't do anything. So I'm gonna hold an action, and I'm gonna hold an action of Eldritch Blast until I can have a line of sight.
Okay. The troll is going to look down at you, cock its head, Chad, and attempt to make a claw attack.
Attempt to make me smaller.
Yes. There's a 20 to hit.
20? Yeah, 20 just barely hits.
You take 10 points of slashing damage as he just rakes across your body. Go ahead, Zynes.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and since I have the produce flame in hand, I'm going to go ahead and chuck the produce flame at it, throw my green fireball at it.
Probably we need to move a little bit so you can see it.
I'll go right there.
Okay.
And then chuck the produce flame. Which is an 8, so that's probably going to miss.
Yeah, so you put forward your green flame and you are able to char the side of the cave nicely with no effect on the troll.
And then to help make room for my companions to get through, I am going to go ahead and wild shape into a giant spider and climb up on the wall.
I'm not going to freak out.
So I put you kind of half there. You're on the. You go ahead and you can. How far? The ceilings are about 30 feet in here. So about how high do you want to be?
Well, I had to move, I think, 15 feet to get to where I could see. Spiders have a climb of 30 feet, so 15 feet up on the wall is where I'm going to have to be.
Okay, that'll work.
So would the troll even be able to hit her if she goes higher up?
You don't know.
Okay. Just
Chitter.
curious.
Guys, Chitter didn't see his eye knees, suddenly sees giant spider. We're peacing out. We're out. We're going, doing what Chitter would do, and he's backing on out of there towards the torch, the safety of the light.
Okay.
And that's what he's doing.
Anna, your friend has turned into a giant spider, climbed up the wall. The troll is attacking Chad.
Well, I liked the idea of backing up and drawing him out, but until there's nothing for him to attack, that's not really going to happen. Hey, Chad, are you going to be backing up after this to help draw him out?
You provoke an attack of opportunity with a troll. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, then. I'm going to back up a little bit just so that other people have more room to do things.
Possibly, if somebody with a ranged weapon hit it and ran away, it might follow. I don't know how trolls act, so.
Okay, fine. That's what I'll do. I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Zan Falcon.
No, I was going to still hit.
Oh, you can still hit. I'm sorry. 16 hits. Nice.
And run away.
Excellent. Should be. Okay. Chad.
Tough call. I wish I had a fire weapon. That would be nice in this instance, but I don't. I guess I'm gonna. I don't want to, but I'm gonna back off with my friends.
Okay. So you're just gonna back up?
I can get to there.
All right. So yeah, if you back up, you're gonna take a swipe.
And he
Wait, I'm gonna hit it
disengage?
first. I'm gonna hit it first and then do that. How about that? Is that
Yeah.
cool?
That's fine. Go ahead and hit it first. Yeah, that 18 will hit.
I've also turned off my advantage. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, 18 hits for 6.
As I run around the corner, I yell, "Use fire if you can, or acid."
So yeah, you take a slice into his leg and then you run away. You take a swipe. The swipe is a 10 to hit.
A 10 against my AC?
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely not.
right. So as you hit him and then run away, he swipes blindly but is unable to catch your little dwarf form. Bearwolf, you're up.
One sec. Crap, I was trying to look and see if there's somehow I could use a fire spell, but it would take a moment for me to like I can't do or switch my spell up in the middle, can I? Like,
I don't think so.
all right. Well, I still don't have line of sight, so it's still back in that corner, correct?
As far as you know.
Yeah, no, I'll probably still do the hold my action until line of sight on Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Seeing as I don't want to risk it and move up any further.
Okay.
Just kind of stay next to everybody.
So the troll that is about, I mean, you guys are somewhat the same size, Zionese, is, let's see. Going to come up to you and take a multi-attack. So a bite and 2 claws.
Oh, I forgot to mention I have blind sight and dark vision. So
Okay.
we can change my lighting when you get a second.
Sure. How much is
Can
it?
10 feet blind sight, 60 feet dark vision. So can he reach me when I'm 15 feet up on the wall?
Yeah, he's gonna come up right to you, and he has a reach to get at you.
Okay.
So it's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
$13 points of slashing damage with the first claw.
All right.
11 on the second hit.
That misses.
Okay, and then a bite.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that missed.
19 on the bite.
That hits.
8 points of piercing damage
All right.
as he claws at you just on the side of the cave here.
Three.
The rest of you that can see notice another troll coming from the south, barreling straight through the tunnel, hearing the scuffle, coming to aid his friend. Zines, it's now your turn.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and climb fully so that I'm completely up on the roof above him.
Okay.
Out of his reach, and then I'm going to try to do a web attack on him.
Perfect.
22?
Yep.
All right, then he is restrained until he makes until he uses his action to get out of it.
Okay.
And then, so I was already 15 feet on the wall. You said the ceilings were about 30 feet high? Okay, then I'm going to use the last 15 feet of movement I have to move away, move closer towards my friends, but still up on the roof. I think that puts me like right there.
That looks good.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to do, what's it called? Hold on. I'm going to expend a spell slot to regain 1d8 hit points. So I'm going to expend a level 2 slot, so I get 2d8 hit points back.
Sounds good.
So I get back 10 hit points.
Awesome. All right, Chitter.
All right. Ready to make stuff happen. Chitter's gonna charge the sound that he hears. Head right there. He's gonna let's do it.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right.
Yeah, so your short bow sinks right into it, and it looks not happy.
Good. That is all.
All right, Inna.
Okay, so I have been ignoring my spells again. So ensnaring strike. So is that something I can do again before I attack? Or is Hunter's Mark the only thing I can do like before I, and still attack?
I'd have to look. I know Hunter's Mark is. I can't find Snaring Strike.
It says casting time 1 bonus action, so
Then for sure.
I can do it and still attack?
Yeah.
Boom, if you want it, it's on page 237 of the player's handbook if you want to read it.
Oh, ensnaring strike. I heard snaring strike. I was looking in the S's. Yeah, you can go. You can sure do that if you'd like. You're casting that on the southern one?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sorry
Okay,
for having to switching glasses in order to be able to read the stupid.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so yeah, you can cast ensnaring strike on it, and then are you going to take an attack?
Yes.
All right, go for it.
So ensnaring strike, I'm trying to read to see if it does any more damage.
It does. The next time you hit a creature before the spell ends, it will be restrained. Has to succeed on a strength throw. While restrained, it will take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of its turn. So yeah, every turn, if it is restrained, every turn that it's restrained, it will take damage.
Okay, but if I do another attack, this is a concentration spell, so that would mean that the ensnaring part would be over rather than extending to other people's turns, right?
Well, it will be on as long as you're focusing on it, as long as it hits. So you taking attacks isn't going to have any effect on that.
So I can still shoot my bow.
Yeah.
And concentrate.
Yes.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, your attack does make a hit into the back of Chitter. Unfortunately, Chitter, you feel this bow. Go ahead and roll damage, Inna, and make a strength saving throw, Chitter.
All right, where do I find saving again? Sorry. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Roll damage, Cass.
Less than
Okay.
1d6. Oh wait, no.
Not yet. What's
Yeah, not
your save DC, Cass? Your spell DC?
Sorry, where is that on here?
It'll be on your spell sheet at the top.
It's gonna be at least a 9.
Yeah,
10.
What is it?
10.
Okay, it's 10. So Chitter, you take 11 points piercing damage, and you are currently restrained.
I guess an angry crow glare.
So these tendrils, these thorns come out and restrain you. All right, Zan Falcon, you're up, buddy. Okay. Chad, you have backed up.
The one I backed up from is still ensnared. Is that what's going on?
Correct. Well, it is webbed.
And I can see the other one coming up past the ensnared chitter.
If you can see it, yeah, you probably can. Yeah.
I'll check a javelin at that one.
Okay. Are you gonna move at all? Because I would
No.
say it does have some cover.
Okay, if I don't have a clear shot, I can like diagonally move on.
Yeah, you can move just so yeah, that's much better. Yeah, right there is fine. 16 will hit. Nice. You chuck your javelin and it catches it right in the top of the pectoral and it is stuck in there.
I don't think I'll move since I think this is a good point to be in for either one of them. So I'll stay here.
All right, Bearwolf. You hear stuff going on south, and the spider has moved away from the first troll.
All right. Well, first I'll start off by moving right about here, so now I can see the southern troll.
Yep.
And what I'm going to do is cast True Strike, which will allow me, on my next turn to have advantage against this troll.
Okay.
There's the spell card. And I think that's it for my action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be it for Bearwolf.
All right. The trolls. To break out of your web, it was a strength check?
Correct, DC 12. But it does take its action to do it.
Rolled a 7 plus 4, so an 11.
Nice. It's still
So
restrained.
He is still restrained. However, the southern one is going to walk up to you, Chitter, and take a multi-attack.
Could it just take me away to eat me later instead?
Hey, it
I'm
might
sure
miss.
it
You never
could.
know.
Sacrifice myself.
So the first claw is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my armor class.
Correct.
That's, yep.
I know it hits, but I wanted to ask.
Yes, sir.
So 13 points of slashing damage from the first claw. Are you still alive?
Nope.
Okay, so you hit 0 hit points, and you guys see as Chitter falls unconscious. It's gonna take its second claw attack at you. It's a 15 to hit.
Yep, 15.
And since okay.
If I hit 0, I'm not dead.
No, you're not dead. You were incapacitated, and you are currently trying. You're kind of lying there.
You're unconscious.
So as he makes his second swipe, are you going to use cutting words, X? Okay. So he rolled a, well, what did I say? He rolled a 15. So -4. Okay, so then that makes that an 11, which doesn't hit. Okay, but he is still going to go in for his bite. All right, so he goes to swipe. Huh? He's going to go down to bite. Are you going to cutting words this? No, go ahead, Dreed. What are you going to say?
It's a reaction to do that, so it can only be done once until his next turn.
You're right. So you cutting words the first one. Call him a booger face. He doesn't get the swipe. The bite though is a 16 plus 7 to hit. So he chomps down. It's an auto crit. You fail 2 death saving throws. So on your little box, your death saving throw is marked 2 fails, and then it's going to be your turn soon. Zinies, you're up.
All right. I'm going to move. I'm going to move closer to Chitter, so I'm going to be above Chitter on the roof. Well, actually, I'm going to be about right there. So yeah, and then I'm going to roll a d6 real quick to see if I get my web back. Ha! It does recharge. Recharges on a 5 and a 6. I am going to. I'm going to go ahead and web shot this one as well.
Okay.
$20 to hit.
Nice.
Fantastic. It is restrained. And then I really can't do anything else as of right now. That's all I can do for right now.
Okay. Chitter, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Okay. Then can Squeak attack?
Sure.
He hasn't been because he has a literal 8 hit points. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Anyway, saving strength.
No. Death saving throw.
A d20.
Oh, okay. No.
What did you do?
It was time. I think this is a lesson in the whole Revor who trusting thing. I exposed him. Take it with a grain of salt.
So, as Chitter is writhing and trying to come back to consciousness, you see as the movement stops and Chitter lies on the floor, lifeless. Squeak comes out of the papoose and is on top of the body and starts to nibble at the armor. Chitter, you have died. Squeak is still alive.
Just for confirmation, we don't actually have an actual priest with us, right? Or resurrecting abilities at all, right?
No.
Do it!
My blue,
I have a vial. I don't know what it is.
I got a blue vial. I don't know what that is.
Just take turns pouring anything we can into her face.
So my question is that a good spot to stop for you all, or you want to finish this out?
I'm running already late, guys.
Yeah.
We'll have to cut it there and come back next week.